Guys, welcome to Marketing Advice's first ever podcast. Prodcast.
Jesus,
They should. I really think the Orange Order should do a podcast called The Prodcast. Fucking beautiful marketing.
that would be
Beautiful.
quite clever.
Anyway, we're going to talk
Are you going
about.
to keep going?
Yeah, we're going to keep going.
Okay, let's keep going.
Oh, you thought it was going to be one of the really sophisticated podcasts? No, it's not. This podcast is going to be why we are moving towards the TikTok world and why the TikTok revolution is taking over social media. So we'll start with, I mean, everyone obviously knows what TikTok is, but can you give us a bit of background to TikTok, how it started, and kind of where was its initial conception and how did it grow so fast?
Well, TikTok originally started its life way back in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
It was originally then a different platform called Musical.ly,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something that I encouraged a lot of people actually in 2016 in the marketing world to get on and jump on. It had that short form sort of idea where it was probably the first one that was interest based. So
Sure.
it wasn't so much of who you follow, it was more what interests do you like.
Mm.
But then in 2016, it changed its name to TikTok, was bought over, and then began.
So Musical.ly was all short form as well.
Yeah.
And the difference, obviously, between an interest-based algorithm and like a social algorithm like Facebook is that the weight of your engagement isn't directly related to your followers. I.e., so if I like Stephen's stuff on Facebook, I'm more likely to see what Stephen does,
Yeah.
okay, in his next post. So I'm going to see, well, according to what I like of Stephen's, which is if it's photographs or videos or whatever it is, I'm going to see that the next time he posts. So let me get this right. So
Yeah.
with TikToks, it'd be if I liked football and Stephen was playing football,
Yeah.
I'm more likely to see it
Correct.
rather than just. So it has went away from a bit from social media to more an entertainment based fucking platform, which is what we were looking for anyway, because that's why it's growing.
Yeah, there's three. Whenever we're describing the businesses that we work with, there's three E's. So type of content that you can do. So either emotional,
Yeah.
educational, or entertainment. Those
Yeah.
are the three categories of stuff. But that's essentially, you're not seeing necessarily only the people that you follow.
Yeah.
On the For You page, you get presented with a lot of your interests.
Right.
of
So the
people
For You
you've never
page
found. Yeah.
is a big thing, right? Do you want to actually talk about the difference? If anyone doesn't know what this is in TikTok, this is the game changing page that is based on interest. All right. We have as soon as you load on to Facebook, you have your timeline.
Yeah.
As soon as you load on to, and this is at the time of we're doing this podcast, Instagram, it's the same thing. It's your timeline.
Yeah.
But it's a For You page when you load on a TikTok.
Yeah.
So.
Well, in the name, this isn't things that are these aren't videos that are from your followers. It's things that the platform thinks are for you.
Yeah.
Based on your search history, based on the types of accounts that you follow,
Yeah.
the types of themes that you enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
the type of information you tell it, the type of hashtags that you search.
Yeah.
So then it curates all these different content from around the web and gives it for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the bulk of your, and because it's so important, primarily is the more you get views from the For You page,
Yeah.
the more TikTok and platforms now that are changing to be like TikTok.
Because they are. This is what's happening. And this is why we're doing the podcast on how TikTok's actually taken over.
Yeah.
Because all their platforms are following. You can't have this meteoric rise the way TikTok's had and not have Meta and LinkedIn even and the other platforms trying to follow that because it is working for TikTok. They are keeping people on the platform because of this. You're right. Well, I have some of the things written down. So TikTok considers videos that you like and share, how long you actually watch them, comments you're posting, the types of content you're creating. So like if you're creating a lot of like, for example, fitness stuff or hypnotherapy stuff or whatever it is, it's going to show you that because it's seeing the content you're creating. And obviously the hashtags is involved in that as well. The device you're using.
Yeah. Device is very important because each device has different nuances that are really, really tiny. but it'll be like maybe the size of the video
Mm-hmm.
on different devices compared. Maybe a lot of people now are moving towards TV based
Mm-hmm.
devices as well.
Sure.
So the
Yep.
likes of, especially for YouTube Shorts. So on Snapchat, you've got Spotlight.
Aye.
On
Yeah. Sorry. Yep.
Instagram, you've got Reels.
Reels.
Facebook, you've got Reels and Stories.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose Instagram, you have Stories as well.
Yeah.
Then YouTube are moving towards the short form content in the forms of shorts.
Yep.
So they're all sort of moving that way, but again, it's device specific.
Sure. Now, what in terms of relevance to small businesses, how is this going to change the way they look at their marketing now? And I'm mainly talking about their organic marketing.
Yeah. So in our perception of the whole of that question, it's now small businesses should be focused on making content for the people that they want to follow them and their interests. What are they interested in?
Yeah.
Not so much can we increase our follower count, but can we create content now that answers the questions of what problems do they solve, what all that sort of stuff. So it's not so much creating videos to get followers, it's creating videos that will scratch an itch of that interest that people are at now.
And you know what the fucking great thing about TikTok is? You don't have to have shitloads of followers.
No.
Like, so we've just mentioned, it's not based on who you like or who you follow. It's based on interest. So a small business can come along with fuck all following, 3 or 4 followers, whatever it is, and make a video that can literally go viral in its first outing.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas you try and do that on Instagram and Facebook, it's gonna die a death. Simply because you've got to build up that following base. Now, don't get me wrong, that algorithm is changing, and hopefully it changes soon for the smaller businesses, because it lets small businesses now compete with the giants out there if they get it right, if they know their target market, if they know what they're watching, what their interest is, and do their market research in that person. Then you can hit a home run on your first fucking video, which can make obviously sales, engagement, reach, everything skyrocket.
Yeah, it's really the creative or the content that you put out there is the variable of success. It's not the follower count anymore. It never really was the follower count.
No,
but
not
as much. But the more followers you had, the better organic you used to have back in the day. But now, as you say, start a TikTok tomorrow. By Friday next week, you could have over 1 million views.
Yeah. The problem is starting new platforms for businesses. That, like, I had a lot of resistance towards going on the TikTok.
A lot of people do.
Simply because, when it first started out, pile of people dancing on it, just a pile of numbnuts that I didn't want to see, to be honest. And I just didn't want to have to change to a lot of video content. We were pretty good at doing ad copy, good images, nice hooks, good headlines. I am a media buyer by heart, which means I'm a paid ads person, and that's what I like doing. Therefore, that's what I specialized in. Now, I have to change over, and I had to learn the content. I had to learn the platform. But the good thing about TikTok, and to be fair, across the board now, if you can hit a good organic post, you can hit a real good organic post, and you can test this for free. Keep testing your posts, see what gets you the engagements, see what's getting the comments and all the rest of it, and use that as an ad. That's a no-brainer, because the algorithm, your CPM, and everything else is going to drop because people want to see it, and the platforms are getting more astute now with keeping people on the platform. And if your ad sucks, they won't show it. It'll be really expensive to show, and you'll get shit all from it. So if you have a really good organic post, use it as an ad.
Yeah,
it makes total sense.
Yeah, well, of course, you're putting it out there. If you're using it as organic first, then you're getting a lot of social proof that people already like it. So when it goes out as an ad,
you've got that
you've got
mentality.
existing,
you've got the must be good proof, because
100%.
there's been loads of people that's liked it. The thing, I've actually got a couple of examples of success. We were chatting about companies that hit it big through certain trends, I suppose, that were on TikTok. This company is Elf Cosmetics. I'd never really heard of them, if I'm being honest, because I wasn't really a TikToker. But it's Elf stands for eyes, lips, and face. Okay. And they were a beauty brand for known for their their affordable, high quality makeup products. They launched a TikTok campaign called Eyes, Lips, Face challenge.
Mm.
And it collaborated with a music producer to create that wee jingle thing that they had going on. It was a
Clever.
custom song. And this is the thing, because TikTok is obviously, well, musically, as we
Yeah.
spoke about, they have a direct link with music, and every time you're on there, you will hear songs. They collaborated with them. The song's catchy, upbeat, perfectly suited for TikTok format. The music played obviously a significant role in the content creation. They launched this challenge where basically they encouraged their users to showcase their best makeup looks while lip syncing to the song. Obviously, very short song, succinct. You got to capture the user's attention very fast. So it was fun, and it was making it easy for like the users to participate in the thing. This thing went absolutely mental. So
Yeah.
generated over 4 billion views and 3 million user generated videos. So 3 million people participated in the challenge and like launched this fucking brand into the stratosphere with this one strategy that they came up with, because they jumped on these trends. They realized the trends, what was working, what they researched it, and now I don't have a direct link to how it impacted their sales, because that's not available out there. But you can guarantee, if you had 4 billion views on something,
Of course,
you're going absolutely to the fucking stratosphere.
Well, even in the fact that the platform itself monetizes on views.
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't even think about that.
So even if they made no sales off that at all, which is incredibly unlikely, they would have made hundreds, if not thousands of pounds just on the monetization of the videos based on the views.
Well, I seen a couple of wee things in there that said basically that stats saying that they can be between 20% and 200% in terms of increase in sales, which is obviously, I don't know where they're getting their numbers from, but 200%. Increase in sales in a large cosmetic distributor. That's a monster. With one 100%. Video, with one post, really, that sent it viral. Now they contacted a lot of influencers who will say it got them involved. They launched this thing, so they reached out to a few people with the challenge, got them who had influence on the platform, got them to do it, and then that was what sent it skyrocketing. You know what I mean? Good idea.
It's a double whammy as well, because what you're doing as a company, you're not necessarily putting effort into your marketing efforts. You're doing what's called user-generated content, which is a strategy I think most local businesses should take advantage of, especially if you're time poor, if you're a one-person band. Getting the audience involved to make content for you.
I mean, that's how they got all these views for the 3 million. User-generated content like that's where they got the user-generated videos, did everything for them. You're right. If you can hit something like that within your small business, and hopefully maybe the cogs are turning, some people that's watching this, that they could hit something that could get people to do the marketing for them for free.
Exactly.
Then that's an absolute, like, you put this into perspective. If you're got 4 billion views on a video, say we took that to the Facebook platform, and had to pay for that on an ad.
Deep pockets.
Man, you are talking millions. I would imagine potentially you're talking millions of pounds. Anyway, and back to the platform itself. Why do you think why have people? And this is a big thing for small businesses. Why are people switching to these short form like videos? Like, why are they?
I think we first seen it whenever an app, I don't know if you remember Vine, was about.
Yeah.
So that moved over where you had 6 seconds to impress somebody. So equally, the first 1 to 3 seconds was the most valuable piece of content.
So what's this 3 seconds? Explain, because
well, a lot of people, you need to get straight to the point. You need to hook them in. You need to keep people interested in watching the rest of your video.
Because we're fucking short. We
attention spans.
Massively short attention spans now. So the first 3 seconds you're saying?
1 to 3.
The most important.
100%. First 1 to 3, if you haven't caught them in that, they're swiping. Because there's so much other opportunity out there. There's so much other alternatives or options for people to just doom scrolling for ages. So unless you're hooking them in, And there's multiple different ways of doing hooks, but that's the most important thing. But I think the attention span and the hit of dopamine and the just escapism that we're now in that world, and you could argue is it a good thing, is a bad thing, regardless. But that's the sort of mentality of the customers that you're out there now. You need to hook them in and present an interesting way to solve their problem.
Yeah, it's like I think it was named attention economy or something.
Okay.
Where it's like you literally have that fucking 1 to 3 seconds, as you said, and it's like this cognitive load that we're constantly getting in our brain, and it's easier, I think, to consume a video. But let's be honest, it's far easier to consume the information on a video visually and audibly than it is having to read a wall of text. And that's why for a lot of these brands, you'll not see them write long copy. You'll not see them, the bigger brands that have good marketing strategies, you'll not see them write long copy ads, long form. They're just doing short sync videos, and that's...
Yeah, long copy has its place. It still works, but versus volume, it's a lot easier and it's a lot more popular now to do short, snappy videos that get more attention than your long copy.
You're getting definitely a lot more engagement in them. Yeah, 100%. So in terms of the platform, we're going back to TikTok platform, analytics and metrics. What can you say is different about TikTok in comparison to the other social platforms?
The main difference would be the breakdown of, well, I suppose let's start off with the most important KPIs. It's not actually the amount of reach or impressions you get anymore. It's the actual watch time.
Sure.
So the longer people watch, above 5 seconds, the more that counts as a big mark towards your popularity of your videos. So if people aren't sticking around past the first second, and it's 0.55 milliseconds that people take in their brain to decide, do I want to watch the rest of this? And you can actually see that now in the stats of this video has been watched 0.7 milliseconds.
Okay.
And before people swipe.
You might not have any of this because, this is content creation, but is there anything you can think of off the top of your head that you could do within the first 2 seconds to keep them? And just one tip that someone can take away.
Well, there's a lot of psychological things. There's actually a few. There's quite a lot of psychological things. Like if you're talking, but also...
Don't give them too much because they have to pay for this shit. So, just give them one, two,
let's not gatekeep stuff.
Huh?
Let's not gatekeep. But when you're talking, if you say the hook straight away, but are doing a different action, then the brain sort of is listening to what you're saying, but also watching. Right. This is why the dual screen has become quite popular videos. If you see people playing Minecraft, but talking at the top, playing Minecraft at the bottom. So you're doing two different things at once there. You're making the brain happy because it's getting two different things to do. You're scratching that itch. But another thing would be like maybe even to start off your video with as if you're answering a question that somebody's put in.
The curiosity element or what?
Yeah, curiosity of, what was that question? Who asked it and what's the context? So you'll stick around to watch it longer. But I think the visual and the auditory cues of hearing something, like maybe opening a...
I was going to say, what are you doing?
Because I was getting there, I was already had it in my head what I was going to...
I thought he was like dancing there. Sorry, go ahead.
I have no wee episode.
Proceed. Cool, right.
So, for example, opening a can.
Right, I seen that.
Could be an auditory and a visual cue.
So like a can, no context to the video, just...
Nothing.
Right, it's mental. Now, I have been caught a few times, 100% with the gaming or something going on at the top, and then the video was not about that at all. It's about something completely different. So I definitely have seen that a lot. Opening a can, maybe not so much, but I get why that would be a thing. What was your other one?
Starting off as if you're answering a question. Answering a question.
Seen that as well. And that's 3 quick tips. There's obviously
loads more.
Hundreds. Yeah. But it is so important, obviously, to make sure when you're creating something like this, that you're straight into these things. People don't have the attention span to sit around for 8 to 10 seconds to wait until you get to the point or whatever it is you're going to do. Get it done fast, get it done quick, or let them know that something is coming.
Yeah.
and they will watch it. That's another thing. Like,
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of, if you start off with a text like wait till the end,
I don't know if is it still
it's
working?
still a thing.
Is it?
Still a thing. It looks on the surface very cheesy, but it does create that curiosity of
it's that clickbait thing. Like,
wait for it, wait for it,
nothing happens.
No.
Okay, cool. So we've talked about analytics, metrics. Anything else you want to talk about that maybe TikTok has over the other platforms in terms of?
Yeah, so we talked about watch time, but also where the attribution of the videos comes from, and so where they're attributing. So if you can get on the For You page,
sure,
that's your golden ticket
to
it.
Yeah.
So they will tell you, are your followers watching? Is it For You page? Is it from a different platform? Is it referral? That sort of thing.
Okay,
but the For You page means that it's getting out to a brand new audience that aren't following you necessarily. So that's the metric.
So for anyone that is hesitant about getting on TikTok, like I was, because I thought TikTok was just a bunch of kids dancing and all the rest of it, that is shifting now. I mean, it maybe started as that, but it has evolved now, and the demographic is growing faster than any other platform. It's not like the likes of Snapchat, which is still kids. It is now older people, and you'll see this when I say older people. It's gotten older. You'll see this from the metrics because it gives that in your metrics whenever you look in your insights what age these people are that's watched your video, where they're from, their gender, all those specifics, which is great because the thing about it is it's a free platform to test on, so you can go on, test your videos out, look where it struck a chord. Like if you put a specific topic out, you can look where it struck a chord in terms of demographic, in terms of gender, and then we maybe know, right, this topic worked with this demographic, whatever it was. If you had something regarding sport or something and it hit with males of between 40 and 50, we know that that's what they want to see, that's what they're engaging with. And then we can take that information from all the testing that you're doing on the platform and the feedback from your qualitative and quantitative results, and you can run an ad on it. Mm-hmm. You can show that ad then.
Social proof.
And it's going to have social proof on the ad,
Yeah, it's going to have social proof on the ad. So again, it goes into that herd mentality as well. If someone sees an ad with 120 comments already on it, then if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me.
And that is obviously a massive thing in marketing.
Yeah.
Anything else that we want to say about the platform?
I think, like we've mentioned before, it is free. It's free feedback. It's free information of who your audience cohorts are, who are you looking to speak to. Mm-hmm. As long as you can be consistent with it and entertain, educate, or give emotion on it for brand awareness, if nothing else, it'll give you instant feedback between 200 and 1,000 people straight away. But if it goes beyond that, you know you're onto something. If it doesn't, you know you need to change it.
Sure. And if you are maybe a bigger brand out there and you're watching this, it allows you, instead of spending hundreds of thousands potentially on a TV ad, you can go on social, test that out first, because TV, newspapers, magazines, they don't give you the feedback that social, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, they don't give you the feedback that they'll give you. Therefore, you don't know. You just threw a bunch of muck at a wall and seen what's stuck. So they'll give you the feedback that you need.
Pretty quickly.
To know if this works. So test out on the platform, then go spend your money on whatever type of marketing or advertising that you're looking to do.
That's it.
Apart from that, is that us wrapped up on Tickety Talk?
Congratulations. First podcast done.
First podcast. So I'll give you a high five, but we totally missed because we're two kind of dorks. Anyway,
you said it.
Guys, thanks for watching, and we will be back for more podcasts. After this one, I enjoyed this, so we'll definitely be back for podcast number 2 for Market Advice NI. I am Noel Smith, and this is
Stephen McGill.
Catch you later.